It's Married at First Sight night, and our couples are diving into their relationships a little bit deeper. As always, we're just going to go over each couple one at a time. First off, I'd like to start with Christina and Henry. What a drastic improvement over what we saw last week. You know, we opened up with that couple, with Christina coming to Henry and saying, look, I've been off my ADHD medication for about a month and a half, and I think that that is one of the driving factors in the increased impatience, the rudeness, and some of the issues we're having in our relationship. And I think I'm going to get back on the medication. And I really think that that was a very huge positive step for Henry and Christina. You know, last week it was looking like not much hope for this couple. As much as we want to see good things happen on this show, they don't always work out, and they looked like a couple that was headed towards a breakup. Today things went way better. They opened with that really good conversation, and I felt they were both communicating very well. And then from there we jumped on to two activities, golfing and salsa dancing, that they both really seem to excel at. So far this season, anytime Henry has got into a physical condition or environment, he's really excelled. You know, you look back to when he was paddleboarding, and that was one of the moments of the honeymoon where he really opened up. He really seemed confident, he seemed happy. And same with when they got out on that golf course. You know, he was happy to help Christina, show her what to do, and got a little physical hands-on with her, even something that we don't normally get from Henry. Transition from that to the salsa dancing, and you could tell it was not something Henry was comfortable with, but dove in full on and did his best, and the end result was actually pretty good. So I think that that is going to be some sort of things that this couple is really going to have to engage in if they want to accelerate the relationship so that they can get to where they need to be by decision day. Let's just move straight on from there. Let's talk about Olivia and Brett. You know, on the contrary from Christina and Henry, I don't think this was a fantastic week for Olivia and Brett. You know, Olivia has been starting to build more concerns with her relationship, and the potential lifestyle that she wants and that Brett wants maybe just aren't going to mesh. They tried to have a conversation about, you know, like, how do we fall in love? How do we get to somewhere where we fall in love? And Brett just refused to answer any sort of question seriously. And it's very disheartening to see, because these aren't even like the real deep hard questions. This is just basic level stuff, like, have you ever been in love? Do you see yourself falling in love? What are the steps that you can actively take to fall in love? And all he wanted to do was try to crack jokes, and it was very immature. It was the behavior of someone who is not ready to be married or even in a relationship. And from Olivia's point of view, that really had to be frustrating. And then they went on this date, go see some alligators, do a little boat tour in the swamp. And at the first probably 3/4 of the date, he just seemed like he was checked out, wasn't interested. And I'm kind of getting the vibe from him that when they're doing something that he's not happy with, he just becomes a pouty, a miserable Brett, and will just continue to pout and whine until he either gets his way or things start to improve. And in this case, started to improve really when he got to have hands-on with some animals that kind of put a smile on his face. So yeah, not having much confidence with this couple, and really just don't see them succeeding at the end of this season. Next up, let's jump over to Amelia and Bennett. I really enjoyed them this week, as I do every single week. And as I said before, you know, the more Amelia and Bennett we get, the happier I am. Today, really enjoyed absolutely everything from them. You know, they seem like a couple that is most definitely falling in love and growing closer with each passing day. I really enjoyed the entire day for Bennett that Amelia planned, all from the cake designed as Bennett's face to them getting the matching outfits to Amelia trying to teach Bennett how to slackline to the picnic. I just loved all of it and am really hopeful and optimistic for this couple. And they are the couple I most want to see succeed on the show this year. Next up, this would be the couple that's my second favorite couple of the season, and that's Amani and Woody. They really had a fantastic week as well. From you know, Woody basically just saying like, yeah, I'm in love with you, when they were starting to talk about, you know, have you been in love before? What does it look like when you're in love and all this? And by the end of talking about it, Woody basically said that he was in love with her. Not straight up those words, but that's what he's feeling. And Amani is on her way as well. She did admit today that she is trying to be a little bit guarded for the whole situation and is trying to ease her way into the relationship. But, you know, she does look very happy in the relationship and very happy to be with Woody. I really liked them going to get their pedicures together. You know, it's something I've done with my wife before, and it's just a nice little experience to share together that probably more men need to go do with their wives, just in general. So if you're a guy out there and you want something to go do with your wife, you know, take a page from Married at First Sight and go get a pedicure with your wife. Looked like in the preview that maybe some rocky, more difficult conversations for Amani and Woody in the future, but still very hopeful for this couple and very excited to see more of them in the coming weeks. Miles and Karen, you know, last week they had a pretty good week. Started off this week, looked like they were pointed in the right direction, but we just keep getting these little moments from Miles where his childish immaturity just kind of flare up and he just totally mishandles the situation. And that's where we ended that for that couple this week, where Miles wanted to initiate a conversation about intimacy. And totally, in my opinion, totally valid for them at this point to be talking about intimacy. They've been together for 3 weeks and with really almost zero intimacy whatsoever between the pair. You know, we've seen them have a couple kisses and that's it. And you just think, like, normally if you'd been dating someone for 3 weeks, and really in their case, really 21 dates, because they were together all 21 days. If you've been on 21 dates with someone, I really hope that you had advanced beyond the point of just kissing. So totally valid. Miles brings up the conversation, but how he approached the topic was just not okay. It was very, very immature. You know, he could have really just asked the questions and let Karen answer, but he just kind of kept going around and around on the topic, you know, and then it ends with him going to the calendar and writing down that he wants to have sex with his wife on Saturday or whatever it was. And just one of those moments where, you know, if Karen isn't at that point, Miles really shouldn't be pushing that point. Yes, they can talk about it, but in my opinion, they should be talking about it on Karen's terms, because she's the one who's struggling with this topic. And for Miles to really just be putting that extra pressure on her for more intimacy, for them to have sex, think that covers everything for tonight's episode. Looking forward to this season. I'm feeling like we got to be getting to the close to the point where COVID starts to come into play, but lots more for our couples to learn about each other and overcome, and always looking forward to finding those things out. All right, so that's going to be it for today. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we'll see you later.